Hello, children. Today we shall be studying the chapter Understanding Laws. Now, what is law? Law means set of rules and regulations which are necessary to govern a society, country, right? In civics, laws means a system of rules which are necessary to govern a civilized society or country. Now, what do you mean by rule of law? This phrase was introduced by the Britishers. This means that everyone is equal in the eyes of law. Everyone is equal, be it the President of India or the farmer. Everyone is equal irrespective of religion, caste, creed, etc. In ancient times, there was no rule of law. If, say, a boy of upper society, upper class, or say upper caste committed a mistake, the punishment was less severe for that boy. But if a boy of lower caste committed the same mistake, the punishment was much more severe. So, rule of law is very important to accommodate diversity and to create degree of trust in the society. Now, laws are required as per the changes. For example, earlier there were no laws relating to controlling pollution, but then now it's the need of the hour. Then assuring employment opportunity, right? Consumer rights. There were no consumer rights, but then as the producers started cheating the consumers, there was need. Now there's right to information. Earlier there were no rights related to say telecommunication, internet, but now there are rights. Now there's a case which is given here, Uttar Pradesh expressway scam. Here, the Uttar Pradesh government turned rich agricultural land next to waterways into expressways. See, they use the agricultural land to make expressways, and so it meant huge loss. When it was brought into the notice of the court, this court gave them relief and allowed them compensation. But then, when the same land, see here, government was involved, so compensation was given by the government. But then, when the same land is bought by the private real estate developers, they buy the piece of land at a very cheap price. Then they make say apartments, malls, and they earn huge money. So the amount of money they spend for buying that particular piece of land is really less, and but the amount of profit they make is much more. So the farmers are befooled, right? So laws are required as per the circumstances. Now this is a circumstance, so law needs to be passed that say for farmers, farmers cannot be forced to sell off their fertile lands, or this should be the price which must be given to the farmers. Government should determine something. So laws are needed every now and then as per the needs in the society. Now there are bills. Bills are the proposal for law. Now there are two types of bills: ordinary bill and money bill. Of course, money bill is related to government budget, borrowing of money, etc. And ordinary bill is bill for any new law other than you know budget or borrowing by government. Now, ordinary bill can be introduced in any house. It can be introduced in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but then money bill can only be introduced in Lok Sabha. Now, laws have been made like Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act came in 2006, right? It was needed. There were people who were pressurizing the government to frame the law, And finally, law was framed after a lot of pressure. In 1999, a lawyers collective, that means group of lawyers, law students, activists, they prepared a draft uh, to help the government make laws to prevent domestic violence. Then the bill was introduced, the proposal for law, that is, the bill was introduced in 2002. But then the bill was not up to the mark. It was not sufficient to meet the needs of the victims of domestic violence. Then many women's organizations and National Commission for Women, they submitted suggestions, and finally after a lot of discussion and debate, the bill became the law. So public can play a very important role in pressurizing the government by giving their valuable suggestions, right, and by giving their opinion, and they can help make better laws in the society to make this society a better place to live in. Now, how is a bill changed into a law? What is the journey exactly? Let's see the journey. First, any member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha may introduce any ordinary bill in any house, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Then, the topic of bill is told. Then there is second reading. This is first reading. When you discuss the bill, you just discuss the topic of the bill. This is called first reading. Then there is second reading where the bill is discussed in detail, and if any changes are required, then they are recommended. Then, if the members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha feel that they need advice of some other organization or some other committee, they may refer it to a committee. For example, bill is related to providing nutrition to the children, then they might need suggestions of medical practitioners and doctors, so they may refer it to the medical practitioners to ask them um, how to improve nutritive value amongst the malnourished children. Then after lot of discussions and debates, there is third reading. In third reading, the bill is reviewed again. No changes are allowed in this state, right? Only the bill is reviewed. Then after the third reading, voting is done. If 50% of the members vote in favor of the bill, more than 50% or 50%, then it goes to the other house. Then in the other house, the same procedure goes on. First reading, second reading, third reading. If they approve, then the bill goes to the president. The president signs the bill and the bill becomes law. The president may reject the bill for the first time, that I do not like the bill, or he may recommend changes, she may recommend changes. But then if the bill comes to him or her again unaltered, then the president is bound to sign it and then the bill becomes law. Now, say bill originated in Lok Sabha, it went to Rajya Sabha, and Rajya Sabha recommended certain changes to Lok Sabha, and Lok Sabha did not agree to those changes. Then a joint session is held, right, where both the members of where the members of both the houses sit together, and then the bill is discussed. Of course, since Lok Sabha members are more in number, so their decision or their opinion is more likely to prevail. Now, there have been laws which were not up to the mark. For example, street vending is regarded as illegal as per municipal laws. That means the vendors who, and hawkers who are there along the footpaths and sell goods, useful goods at cheap prices, they were asked to change their place. Now, see, new laws should not take away someone's livelihood. and hence the government was forced, the municipal corporation was forced to, amend the law. The court intervened and told the municipal corporation that they could not take away the livelihood of those vendors. So democracy doesn't work this way, that for benefit of one you harm the other person. This is important. Then in 2003, an organization that works on environmental issues tested that soft drinks contain water which has a lot of pesticides. It is not filtered, and the pesticides are there in large quantities, right? Then the minister in charge asked for the tests of the cold drink bottles, and then in 18 out of 24 samples pesticides were found. But then the companies could not be sued because before this came into the notice, there was no law regarding the regarding the fact that pesticides should not be there in the cold drink, or pesticide content should be there only this much percent, then only it will not harm the human body. There was no such law. Then they felt a need that this law has to be created so that safe food is provided. So laws are, you know new laws are made as per the changes around us. Transparency is very important. We should know where the government is spending our hard earned money. When we pay taxes, right, the government uses those taxes, and so we have been given right to information where we can question the government that where have they spent money, and then within 30 days we are allowed to get information about where the money is spent. However, government may refuse to give information if it is related to defense or something which is very secretive in nature. Then if say we feel that in case of these vendors, there were various other people who had sympathy for the vendors. They were not vendors, but then they had sympathy for those vendors who were poor and they were told to move from that place. So they also raised their voices, and they filed a petition in the high court on behalf of those vendors. So if the fundamental right of a group of people is violated, then other people on their behalf may file a petition in high court or supreme court so that they get relief. For example, say there's a women activist who is seeing that there are so many women who are victim of, say, domestic violence. Then she may go to the court though she is not the victim, she may go to the court on behalf of those women and state that domestic violence laws should be made all the more stringent and strict, more severe punishment should be given. She is doing this on the behalf of those women. This is allowed. This is called public interest litigation, when other people may approach the court on behalf of the victims. When there are many victims, when there is a group of victims, then other people can go to the court, to the high court or supreme court on their behalf, and then they may file PIL means public interest litigation on their behalf. Then the court shall look into the matter and see what laws should be made. With this I wind up. Thank you and have a great day ahead.